Hey, this is Curtis
And this is Captain Sparky
from Righteous Radio, and we're joined with John from Skillet. How you doing, John?
I'm doing just fine, man.
Well, I have a few questions for you first.
Good. Make them good.
Well, I mean, I don't know how good they're going to be, but I guess that's all up to you now, isn't it?
I hope so. Come on now.
All right. Well, first off, how did all the band meet together? How'd you guys start out?
Okay. Well, this is complicated, but let me just say it like this. Easy version is this. I am the only original member left in Skillet. When we first started, it was me and two other guys in Memphis, and we all went to the same church. But funny enough, we actually played in different bands at the time. And it was actually my pastor at the time said, "Hey, John, I think you would get along good with this other guitar player from this other band." And we knew each other. But he said, "I think you guys should look at starting something on the side, like a side project, because I think you might, hit it off." And so somebody said, "Yeah, it'd be funny. It'd be like cooking, taking all these different ingredients from different bands and throwing it in a big skillet." And that's how Skillet started.
Wow. Now, I read somewhere that you're kind of annoyed by the name now. Is that true?
That is true.
That is true.
Yeah, it's like that kind of thing. For me, it was the 90s, so I don't know how many people listening know much about the 90s, but it was kind of like dumb names for bands, like names that had no purpose were really popular, you know what I mean? So,
right.
It was just, everybody had weird Pearl Jam, they were just all really, Korn. They were just weird names, and nobody really cared. It was kind of cool to be weird. So I was like, I don't really care what our name is. I don't think it will last that long. It was, it's a side project.
I was going to say, my favorite one of those names that you talked about, I actually talked to them a couple months ago, is Big Daddy Weave. Because
Big Daddy Weave,
yes.
That's a strange name.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You guys, you started out, you're the only original member left. Has it been easy or hard kind of getting these new members in and learning all of your old songs and your new songs and stuff like that?
Well, it's always hard finding band members that fit. It's hard to, you don't have to just find a great player. You got to find a great player that you get along with, spiritually, that's in the same place, that, looks the part, that likes the kind of music you play, that you get along with living in a bus. So it's hard to find the right person. The reason it's worked for Skillet is because I guess we've had some staying power. My wife, Corey, has been in the band since 98. So we've basically been doing this together from the beginning. And her and I we write the music, and we kind of set the pace for what the sound is, and we write most of all the part stuff. So it's a little easier for Skillet than it could be for some other bands, because I'm not leaning on a guitar player to write the songs or the music, because I play guitar as well. So Skillet has kind of very much become me and Corey's, baby, and we've been able to get people in to do it. However, we've got such great people with us now. Our drummer, Jen, is amazing. She sings, and she's, great on stage, and people love her. And she's become a really big part of Skillet in a way that other members have not, So Skillet definitely keeps taking on a life of its own. We have a new guitar player named Seth that's been with us for almost a year, and he's absolutely awesome. So God always brings us people. That's what I've learned.
That's really awesome, and I have to concur. Jen on the drums, I am really amazed at how well a woman drummer, especially in the profession of making a band, most of the time there's a male drum. And
yeah, that's right. It's pretty unique, In fact, we had a girl drummer before her as well for about 7 years called Lori. Mm-hmm. And when Lori, was going to get off the road, she said, "Hey, I'm ready to get off and whatever." And she said, I'll give you a few months and you can find somebody and whatever. So we had about 3 months looking for people, and I never expected to find another girl drummer. I just kind of thought, we'll find a guy, and not a big deal. And then Jen tried out, and she kind of wowed us, and rest is history.
Now, spiritually, you guys make no bones about it. You're a Christian rock group. And
that's right.
You make no bones about it. And I love that about you guys. So for some people who maybe heard one or two songs that might not understand that, I've heard the argument that you guys tour with secular rock bands. Could you go into that and how that is for you, basically, touring with secular?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd love to talk about it because it's something I'm extremely passionate about. Most everybody who has, wondered if Skillet had, compromised or they shouldn't be doing that, I would say, literally 100% of those people that have come and watched us play when we've played with mainstream bands, Papa Roach or Godsmack or Creed or whoever, most every one of those people has come to the show and then send us an email saying, "I can't believe you guys talked about Jesus the way you did when you opened up for Godsmack. And, I'm sorry that I doubted you guys. I think that people are just expecting that when a Christian band crosses over to mainstream music that they don't talk about Jesus. And I'm not trying to put anybody else down. I have no idea what other bands are doing. But what I do know is that Skillet is being evangelistic in a way that I've not really ever seen before in the mainstream world. And so I'm passionate about that because there's lots of people that would never go to church and maybe they're not interested in that at all. Or there's a lot of, backslidden Christians. I meet people like that at those shows. They come up and go, man, you guys really challenged me to get my life right with the Lord again, at the show. And that's what Skillet's doing. We're doing it to not just get our music out to new people, but to bring hope to those people. So we're really blessed to be able to do it. It's been an amazing thing. The fact that God has given us favor to talk about Jesus on stage and not have people get mad and throw stuff at us has been really cool. And the other cool thing, honestly, is that every time we tour with a band in the mainstream world, every time we get a chance to talk to some of the members of the bands about the Lord, and it's always them coming to us, come and say, hey, John, I know you guys are Christians, and what is this Jesus thing all about? And we get a chance to talk about the Lord, and, some of those guys we've gotten to pray with, and some of those guys have made decisions to stop certain substances they've been abusing, and, God's done some pretty awesome stuff through that ministry, so it's just been thrilling.
That's really, really an awesome ministry that you guys have there, and honestly, for a while, I really wanted to get a band started myself, just a men's quartet, just a cappella group, but I have a question for you besides that. After all the time you had on stage, what has been your most embarrassing moment on stage?
I don't know. I've had a bunch of embarrassing moments. I mean, I've fallen down tons. I've forgotten the lyrics before. One time, I don't remember where we were. I had to start the song twice. I forgot the lyrics both times, and it was at a big festival. I can't remember where it was, but there was probably 20,000 people. I usually don't forget lyrics. That hardly ever happens. But this time, I started, and I went through the whole verse and couldn't think, and I stopped the song. And I was like, I'm sorry. I want to sing the song. We got to start over. So then we started over, and I forgot it again. That was pretty embarrassing.
Okay, so February 11th, you guys are going to be in Birmingham for Winter Jam, which we are both extremely stoked about. I know a couple of years ago you guys were on Winter Jam as well, and I was just wondering, is there a difference between this tour and the tour you had last time? And if so, what are those differences?
I'm trying to think of the last time. When did I come see you?
I believe it was 08, if I'm not mistaken. It was either 08 or 07. It was a while back.
Oh, okay. You mean the last time we were on Winter Jam?
Yes.
I understand. Oh, yeah. Okay. Man, honestly, it's a much different show. This is by far the biggest production we've ever done. It's just, the show is absolutely massive. Last time we were not the headliner, so we didn't have,
right.
A lot of liberty to do more. But the show, I mean, people that come see the show have just been like, the production, it just looks like a U2 show or a Kiss show or something. It's pretty big. We get more time to play, which is really good. So we're having a great time. The tour is awesome. It's great that all these different kinds of bands and artists and, there's an illusionist on the tour all come together, and it makes the audience different because you got all kinds of different people, old people and young, be like 5-year-old kids, and there'll be grandparents and, youth groups and all different kinds of denominations and ethnicities, and it all comes together for just like a big party. And then we get to play and just blow the roof off. It's pretty fun.
That is awesome. I'm already excited. It's about a week and so away from right now, and I'm excited. I think we have time for one more question, and the question I have is, there's rumors of a new album that's supposed to come out late this year.
Yes.
So my question is, will it be different than your last two? Will it be completely different, or will it be kind of the same, or can you go into detail?
Good question. It's always hard for me to say. Let's see. Well, first of all, yes, the plan is to record a record this year, and we've begun talking with a label and producer, and we turned in songs and all that, and we're still writing. So again, the plan is to do that and release late this year. And in terms of the sound, it's a little hard to say. I mean, the last 2 or 3 records, Skillet is really kind of, we still change stuff, and Wake was different than than Comatose, but
right.
It still has a thread that runs through it. It's kind of our signature. And I think we're going to keep that signature, but we're still going to try some new stuff. Some of the new songs we've written, we tried a few things that we've not done in the past. So we'll see, how it turns out. But, so far we're working on the record, and it looks like it's going to be hard and heavy.
All right. Awesome. I can't wait. Thank you so much for taking the time to come by or call us and
you got it.
do
Great
this
to talk
interview.
to you.